Good morning, members, guests, and associates of the college. I'd like to thank you all for the privilege to present our chapter success story and the power of visionary and dedicated leadership. We'll start with a review of our membership activities. We approved an increase in dues. We have also established a foundation for members to make contributions to fund different efforts to promote the chapter within the state. We also established a political action committee where members can make donations for different advocacy and legislative activities. We created a finance and audit committee to oversee the fiscal operations of the chapter. And we emphasized ongoing support for our quality collaborative, TQIP, the Committee on Trauma, and our Committee on Cancer. We also established a statewide trauma symposium in 2019, and we converted our annual meeting to a virtual format in 2020 because of the pandemic. We also established a committee on racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and along with that, created a resident paper competition on disparities in surgical care and training. We also approved a surgical on-demand library where the different academic institutions within the state are invited to submit video recorded grand rounds style presentations that may be of interest to our membership. And there's a portal on our website where dues-paying members can view these videos. We have an in-person meeting planned for August this year. And this will be in association with the Bariatric Society in Tennessee is also having their meeting at the same time. And we will have another statewide trauma symposium at this meeting. We have also approved ongoing support for our chapter executive director, Ms. Wanda McKnight, who is essential for the success of our organization and our ongoing efforts. Our virtual meeting in 2020 was a half-day free virtual event. We had updates on the pandemic. Dr. Wayne Meredith, the president of the college, gave us information about the college efforts during the pandemic. We had an abbreviated resident paper competition, and we also held a virtual business meeting. We're going to switch gears now and talk about some of our advocacy efforts. To start with, we have a browser on our webpage where you can find any healthcare legislation introduced in the state of Tennessee and click a link and get more information about the status of the bill and the details of what the bill is about. Specific advocacy efforts have been focused on nursing scope of practice. The TMA founded the Coalition for Collaborative Care, and this is a 13-member specialty group opposing independent scope of practice in the state of Tennessee. Currently, there's 25 states that now have independent nurse practice laws, and in Tennessee, we are actively fighting against this sort of legislation. We use an advocacy grant from the college to pay for our membership in this organization. And it's noteworthy that we have struck a deal with the physician's assistants to create a board of medical examiners independent from the physician's board of medical examiners, but they will not have any independent practice privileges. Nursing legislation on independent practice has been deferred. We've had a very active Stop the Bleed campaign in Tennessee, advocating for Stop the Bleed kits in all the public schools. We also were involved with defeating an association of OR nurses bill that was an unfunded mandate to require smoke evacuators on all cautery devices, and we were successful in defeating that bill. Our young fellow members were given a travel scholarship for one individual to attend the 2019 Clinical Congress, and there's funding appropriated for this Leadership and Advocacy Summit when it becomes in-person meeting again, as well as attending the Clinical Congress. We also created resident positions on our program committee so they can participate in the development of our annual meeting. And we added a young fellow position onto the nominating committee. We have also implemented something that has become popular with the various professional organizations, and that is virtual fireside chats. The first of these virtual meetings was a happy hour style gathering where we have highlighted benefits to state chapter membership. Future topics for our fireside chats will be rural surgery, challenges for trauma centers, future of our collaborative, current status of bariatrics in Tennessee, and the effects of the pandemic on cancer care. So the importance of a successful chapter means surgeons can come together at the state level, adding to the depth of patient care and professional development. It promotes career networking opportunities and fellowship amongst people of a common cause. It allows surgeons to unite around essential issues beyond the reach of the college. It disseminates education from experts within one's home state, and it allows residents a friendly and nurturing environment for presentation of scholarly activity and professional development. And again, I'd like to thank the college for the opportunity to present our chapter success story, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.